The 17 News at Sunrise podcast is brought to you by Clinica Sierra Vista.
Welcome back to the 17 News at Sunrise podcast, where we share your news on your schedule.
Working in the spirit of the Golden Empire, this is 17 News at Sunrise.
Good morning to you here at 5 a.m. Thanks for waking up with us on this Wednesday. I'm Maddie Jansen alongside Alex Fisher. It's another beautiful start out there this morning. We're learning the sheriff's office is investigating the death of a baby. According to KCSO, the baby's father, 33-year-old Robert Rain Coberly, was arrested at the scene Saturday. He's being held on suspicion of child endangerment under circumstances likely to produce harm or death, as well as possible drug possession. The night of the incident, the sheriff's office told 17 News the child's death may be from natural causes. Anyone with information is urged to contact KCSO at 861-3110.
There is now a GoFundMe account for a 14-year-old boy who died after he was hit by a truck while riding his bicycle into Tehachapi. The crash happened on Tucker Road near Conway Avenue on Monday. 14-year-old Caden was taken to the hospital where he later died. Officials say the driver of the pickup truck did not see the boy on his bike, and there is no evidence the driver was under the influence of drugs or alcohol. The GoFundMe will help pay for Caden's funeral expenses, and you can find the link on our website, kget.com.
The California Economic Summit kicks off in Bakersfield tomorrow with regional leaders from business, government, and philanthropy coming together at the Marriott Convention Center. The goal of the two-day summit is to collaborate on an agenda that will balance racial and geographic equity, environmental sustainability, and economic growth. Yesterday at the Marriott, however, the Kern Community College District hosted day one of a two-day pre-summit that brought together an array of perspectives from the energy sector. One such perspective was that of Martin Keller, director of the Colorado-based National Renewable Energy Laboratory. Keller said changes in how America feeds the power grid promises to help, not hinder Kern County's role in energy production if we are prepared.
I would predict that Kern County is still a massive energy provider because of the opportunities you have here in where you already have the infrastructure from oil and gas. But no matter in what area it goes, this community is perfectly situated because of the resources they have.
Summit attendees will have the chance today to tour Eastern Kern's aerospace infrastructure as well as Tejon Ranch. Topics for tomorrow include energy sustainability, broadband for all, economic prosperity and a changing climate, and much more.
17 News is your local election headquarters, and tonight, 20th Congressional District candidates Kevin McCarthy and Democratic challenger Marisa Wood will face off right here in the 17 News studios. The outcome of this race could affect the partisan balance of power in the U.S. House of Representatives. The live one-hour debate is happening at 7 o'clock right here on KGET. If you have a question that you would like us to ask the candidates, you can send us an email to 17news@kget.com and type "question for the candidates" in the subject line. A long-standing yet growing problem in Bakersfield is now getting increased scrutiny. The Bakersfield City Council is discussing ways to help businesses across the city stay safe against theft and mentally ill homeless people. 17's Marco Torres reports.
Bakersfield businesses need help. Many of them in downtown are affected by aggressive mentally ill homeless people.
A lot of them they have mental health issues. There's nowhere for them to go.
Even when businesses call the police, there's not much officers can do.
It's just a fact that we were not able to book misdemeanors into our local jail.
The Bakersfield Police Department says it's not just homeless people causing the problems, but overall, the issue is something it can't solve by itself.
We're talking about systemic, deep-rooted issues that are revolving around substance abuse, poverty, and socioeconomic issues that are beyond the scope of just the police departments.
The Bakersfield City Council is taking action. First, the city will increase the number of officers in its police department quality of life division, as well as hire private security agencies, while on the other end, create a low-level offender court and a diversion program, as well as initiate the first steps for a diversion center.
It's a travesty. And a lot of it is because of laws that we have now that are way too liberal and need to be cracked down.
Kern County Public Defender Peter Kang says, for people with mental health issues, we're not making anyone better by sending them to prison. They are going into prison sick and getting out sicker.
It's sad to say, they kind of smell, and it's not something that you want to be around while you're eating food. It does cause people to either want to walk away or even turn away from the business.
One guy, he come in and he have the finger. I want to shoot anybody like this. I said, what? My customer, they afraid a lot.
17's Marco Torres reporting. 5:34 now. An investigation's underway in Wasco after a man was wounded in a shooting. Kern County Sheriff's deputies were called to Iris Street around 8 o'clock last night. That's where they found a man with several gunshot wounds to the chest. The man was airlifted to Kern Medical in Bakersfield. No word on his condition and no arrests have been made. If you know anything about the shooting, you're urged to call KCSO at 861-3110.
There is chilling new evidence this morning that the 19-year-old gunman in Monday's school shooting in St. Louis, Missouri, intended to take more lives. Investigators say they discovered a letter inside Orlando Harris's car parked outside the school. The note talked about not having any friends or family. Police say Harris was armed with an AR-15 style weapon and 600 rounds of ammunition when he killed a PE teacher and a sophomore girl. Officers nearby responded immediately and killed Harris.
This could have been a horrific scene. It was not, by the grace of God, and that the officers were as close as they were.
Police would not say how the teen broke into the school or obtained the gun and ammunition.
Halloween can be extra scary for the 1 in 13 children living with food allergies. But there's a way to tell trick-or-treaters you have something special just for them.
Yeah, Tiffany Friesen, a clinical dietitian, joined Elena on 17 News at noon yesterday, talking about the Teal Pumpkin Project and why it's so important.
For Halloween, kids love getting dressed up, going trick-or-treating, but if you're a child with a food allergy or even another condition, it can be so scary because you don't know what kind of candy you're going to get, and if you're that parent, you really have to check those labels. So the Teal Pumpkin Project allows for Halloween to be safer and more inclusive for those kids.
Placing a teal pumpkin on your doorstep signals that in addition to candy, you offer non-food trinkets and treats like glow sticks, puzzles, stickers, or games that are safe for all trick-or-treaters. And Friesen says it's important to keep those non-food items in a separate bucket to avoid cross-contamination. By adding your home to the Teal Pumpkin Project map, you're making your house easy to find for those on the hunt for non-food treats. For more information, visit tealpumpkinproject.org.
I love that.
17 Health Watch this morning, new developments after a report linked hair straightening products to an increased risk of cancer. A cancer survivor in Chicago came forward to tell her story. It's part of a lawsuit against a company that makes chemical hair straighteners. Charlie Wojciechowski reports.
I'm 28 years old and I was just diagnosed with uterine cancer.
Jenny Mitchell had been using chemical hair relaxers and straighteners for more than 2 decades by the time of her diagnosis. Now, after a full hysterectomy, she is experiencing menopause.
I'm still feeling that void of not being able to bear my own child.
Now Mitchell is filing suit against L'Oreal, one of a number of companies that make chemical hair straighteners and relaxers typically marketed to African American women.
I don't think it's an exaggeration. 95% of all black women use these chemical relaxers. Just a survey, how many of you have ever used a chemical relaxer? Show of hands.
Last week, a study released by the National Institutes of Health found that women who use chemical hair straighteners face a higher risk of developing uterine cancer.
It makes me nervous because I am a person that use, straightening products and chemicals as well.
Trish Crowder is a Chicago area stylist who's been working with straighteners for almost 30 years.
I have experienced, some of my clients with, some issues going on.
In addition to the lawsuit, which was filed here in Chicago, Crump is calling on the U.S. government to pull all hair straightening products off the shelves. Trish Crowder says the study and the lawsuit are changing the way she thinks about using straightening products.
Just to stay away from it, just go natural, wear your own hair. It's something that I'm going to do, and I'm definitely going to just be a natural stylist.
The 17 News at Sunrise podcast is a production of KGET and Nexstar Media Group. For more on all of the headlines in today's show, head to kget.com.